Hey guys, and welcome back to the Nudge. So today I'm going to be doing a very special project. So Genshin Impact is a very popular game. It's a game that I really enjoy playing, even on my off time and also when I'm recording. It's a game that I really enjoy playing, from the RPG aspect, from the story mode, from everything about the game. And so I wanted to make something. I wanted to have a sword from the game. And currently, my favorite sword from the game is the Traveler's Handy Sword. I know. It's not a high tier sword. I think it's just a 3-tier sword. But the reason why I like it is because it is very sleek. The design is simple, and well, I made it. I 3D modeled and 3D printed the Traveler's Handy Sword, and here it is right in front of me. So these are the parts for the Traveler's Handy Sword. When I modeled this sword, I modeled the sword in like a couple of hours, in a day. And so I also modeled that it would have, I don't know which actually, I modeled it to have these holes in the model, so I can put in a wooden dowel like this one. So I can put in a wooden dowel and it will act as a structure so it doesn't flop around. There you go. There you go. So this wooden dowel is I think it's 3/16 of an inch, I think, and then this one is a 1/4 inch. Yeah, this is a 1/4 inch, and then this is a 3/16 inch. These are the dowels I'm going to be using for this build. So I already. So we're going to be having that. Where's my super glue? I was thinking my cutter. Where's my? All right. So I have my cutter. All right. Here's my super glue. Okay, dokie. Does it still have anything inside? Okay. All right. So let's move this out of the way. I really enjoyed modeling this. This is a very cool model. It's really awesome to make, and also the intricacies and the stuff like that. Boy, it's a really fascinating build. All right, I just need to cut off a little bit of the top here. I know I don't have a cutting mat, but I'm okay. But I think I'll manage. Okay. Here's my pliers. Okay. Oops. Okay. Okay, there you go. Just dust it out. Alrighty. Do I have a sandpaper? Okay, so I have sandpaper here, and this is 220 grit. Okay. Never mind. Hold on. I have some spare sandpaper here, and for the people who don't know, I'm an architecture student. I'm studying to become an architect, and because of that, I have a working knowledge of 3D modeling software. So because of that, I was able to the heck happened here? I was able to model this in Rhinosaurus 3D in about a day. All right. We need to do this. Okay. No. Oh no. Is there anything else? Okay. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Oh no, I should have run to the... I should have run to buy some super glue. Okay. Okay. Good thing I have some clippers here. Okay. And also it's a good thing to do this as well. To put in some super glue in the dowel so it actually sticks to the hole. There you go. Put in some super glue in the towel as well for the other part. All right, so it's not cured as of yet. But it's sticking to itself pretty good. So as you can see here from all angles of my cameras, here is the blade part of the sword. As you can see here in this part and also this part, it's not that perfect because of the print. But I'll fix that. I can definitely fix that. So what I'm going to be doing for this sword is I want to try friction welding. Friction welding. So it's a process of using a Dremel and some spare filament and rubbing it over the seams of the print, and in so doing that you essentially 3D print. You essentially use the friction to melt the plastic pieces in order to fuse them together. So I'm going to be trying that. Okay, so it was a success. Friction welding was a success. However, as you can see here, this part actually didn't super glue well, so I just had to make do with these parts. So friction welding went well. You can see the beads over here. These are the beads from the friction weld from these bits over here, but it was time consuming. I always had to take this bit off and reload it again every 30 seconds or so. So I'm wondering if there's a more effective way on how to do this. Oh, maybe I can do that. Maybe I have a soldering iron, right? I have a soldering iron right on my shelf over here. I wonder if I can use that in order to melt these two pieces. I wonder if I can do that. Instead of using friction welding, I can just use the soldering iron. So let's try that. Alrighty, so I found my soldering iron, which is currently heating up right now. So, I wonder, I'm not quite sure if I can. No, actually, let's turn on the GoPro. Hold on, let's actually try and melt something from here. Okay, this is fantastic. This is absolutely fantastic. Okay. I'm not quite sure if the GoPro actually got it, but can you see that? I'm not sure. But it absolutely fused it together. So what I did is I pressed in using this chisel point. I pressed in on the joint, on the seam, creating sort of a groove, sort of a trench. And then I took this. Hold on. I took filament and just brought it up together using the soldering iron and this, and then just put it up on the trench and then melted it into the trench. And that, jeez, that is wonderful. I never actually tried that. That is a wonderful technique. But then, okay, I need my face mask for this. And some ventilation. I need to open this. So I'm sorry if you're gonna hear some outside noises, but I need ventilation over here. Alrighty, sorry for this super dusty desk, but I'm putting in a close-up of this seam for you guys so you can see. So I super glued these seam together, the tip to the other piece, and I fused them by roughly melting them. And I'm going to be doing roughly what I did over here, though it's super dirty and rough. But it's nothing. There's nothing a little sanding can fix. So here's the technique that I don't know if it's actually I made up, but here's a technique I thought of. So using the chisel tool, the chisel tip, I just roughly touch this and created sort of a seam. Even though there's already a seam, I wanted a deeper seam. And then I grabbed my thing, then melted it to the seam together like this. All right, see? There. I melted a blob right over here, and then I'm ironing it so it's flat, roughly flat anyway. Okay, I sort of messed up in this area over here where there's supposed to be a mountain, a sharp peak, but I'm going to fix that. Alrighty, so take a look at that. It's not a very clean technique. It's not a very clean job, but it's done its job. I'll use sandpaper and just clean it up, and yeah, it's a fascinating technique. It's actually pretty sturdy. I'm putting like really heavy taps on it. It's not flexing a bit. It's not. It's actually, it's really good. I'm impressed. Alrighty, let's use the technique on this over here, and then let's continue on with the build. Alrighty, so now that we have this all welded and stuff and all together, the next thing to do is to do the handle. So I have the handle pieces right in front of me right now, and it comes in 3 parts. So the entire sword comes in 6 parts all in all. Well, how I printed it anyway. So I have this pommel over here, and the handle plus the hilt, the guard actually, and then this piece over here. And the hole, actually the hole is much more bigger than the holes in the blade, in the actual blade. I did that because since this is the handle, it requires a lot more support, a lot more skeletal ability support in order to support the entire weight of the sword. And so I used a 1/4 of an inch diameter dowel. So I put it over here, and then here's the pommel, like that, and then it all comes to, there you go, see? Just like that. That's the handle. I do need to cut off this part though. Alrighty, so now we have this dowel. That should be the actual length required in order to complete the skeletal composition of the sword. So let's actually test it out. There you go. Fantastic. Look at this. It's so cool. Look at that. I really love this sword. It's really fantastic. Alrighty, so now I have this all glued and stuff. Now it's time to weld it all together using the technique, using the soldering technique. Alrighty, so now this is all welded and stuff. So you can see all the welds over here and over here. They're not very clean. I can admit that, but they are really sturdy, and I really love that I found this technique. I really love it. What I just need to do now is connect this hilt and this blade like that, and then weld it all together. Oh, this is gonna be fantastic. I'm gonna be loving this sword. Okie dokie. So this is not the full weld that I'm going to, yeah, okay, dang it. Okay, so this is not the full weld of this actual piece over here. I just super glued this and then just lightly just tapped my soldering iron on the seam so it actually sticks together. But overall, look at this. Look at here. Look. This sword is fantastic. I really like this sword. It's absolutely gorgeous. Alright. Alrighty, so here's the blade all welded and stuff. I'm actually really amazed of the technique of using a soldering iron plus spare filament in order to make this sword. It's really fantastic. To be honest, it's something that I saw on Instagram, and I kept it in my head and wondered if I can use it in any of my projects. But using it here, like, really raised up the experience of making this sword. So that's for part one. This is part one of me making this sword. So watch out for part two. There will be a lot of stuff done on this sword, and I really want you guys to watch as this sword progresses. And well, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the journey of making this sword. I really I keep saying really. This is an amazing sword. There it is again. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm really way too excited for this. All right, I'll see you guys in part two.